So I've never shared this story before. I remember one time when I was in between jobs, when I didn't feel as if I could provide for my family, like I literally felt lost. I felt lost. I felt like if I'm not bringing in bread, because me as a man, part of my role is to protect and provide. And while I could still protect in the moment, I couldn't provide. I was applying for jobs. Every day I would send out on average, like 3 applications a day. And I did that for about 3 months straight, nothing. And I had this crazy idea in my head like, yo, if I don't get a job, at least I could stick to rapping. Like I'm just so passionate about rapping. Like I enjoy doing it so much. That's what I'm passionate about. And really taking that dream to the next level, I was like, yo, one day these songs are going to be worth money. And with that, my family can eat forever. And my family's family could eat forever. Why music? I remember when I was a kid, it was my go-to. Like after I felt bad, like after I got a whipping or something, or I got yelled at, I would just go listen to music and it would soothe me. I remember when I wouldn't have like any friends to play outside with at the moment. Music was my friend. I remember coming home from school and when my dad was home from work early, he'd just be spinning records and I'd seen how relaxed it made him and how much joy it brought him. And I think that I sort of adopted some of that same joy. Now, why rapping? Just because as a kid growing up, that was the thing. Like, rap music was coming out and then we got the true definition of hip hop, or some may say hip hop first, but yeah, that's been my thing. And I always wanted to contribute to the thing that brought me most joy. But then I started thinking about it. Like, if you really think about it, like, what are you passionate about? For me, it's rapping. But when I really think about it on a deeper level, I'm really passionate about self-improvement. You know, for years I've written in journals because I was always curious, like, why did I think the way that I thought? Or why did I react the way that I reacted to certain things? And I would always like question myself. And the easiest way for me to do it is sort of, I can write the question to myself, answer the question to myself in the journal, and sort of get some clarity on the reason for my thought process, right? And in doing so, did I always find the answers? No. But it gave me a clear indication of what I felt good about and what I didn't feel good about. And I knew from there, for all the things that I did not feel good about, I could correct them by reading something, getting around a certain group of people, changing certain habits. And it's like as time has went on, that's my default. It's like, how can I be better? How can I be a better artist? How can I be a better business person? How can I be a better father? How can I be a better husband? How can I be a better friend? How can I be a better businessman? And then once I learned the magic of words, I just flipped it into I am a great artist. I am a great businessman. I'm a great husband. I'm a great father. I'm an Ironman finisher. So I could, in my mind, believe it before anybody else would believe it. And I'm not saying anything that's new or nobody else heard about it. I'm just sharing it from my perspective because maybe somebody else can relate to it. And then I had to ask myself, and you can ask yourself the same question. It's like, what are you naturally good at? Like, truthfully, because I've looked at myself on a deeper level, I'm naturally good at leading and solving problems. But for the purpose of this, what we talking about right now, it's like I'm good at speaking and self-discipline. Now, as a kid, I had a speech impediment. It kicks in every once in a while. So I stuttered a lot. But there was a teacher in my fourth grade that taught me public speaking. And believe it or not, I had to present for my job, some time ago. And, a lot of people get nervous about public speaking. But for me, the night before or the morning of, So I was going to wear a suit that day, or I did wear a suit that day. I thought about how I learned how to put together a suit, tie, shoes, and all that. Shout out to my moms. She would take me to the stores. We would look at different patterns and feel the fabric of suits. And we would just spend like hours in the store, like just putting outfits together. So I knew that my appearance was going to be hella sharp. But then I also thought about how many times I didn't go to recess when I was in elementary school so I could learn how to speak with poise and confidence and how to write and get my thoughts out. So on the day of that presentation, I said to myself, like, yo, I'm a great speaker. I dress hella fly. This moment, this day is just nothing more than me celebrating the people who have helped me to reach where I am. And I would have never known that I could be a dynamic speaker unless Miss Marshall, that was her name, unless she pointed it out to me. Because I'm like, yo, I stutter. I'm scared to speak in front of a group of people. But it was sort of like a bug that I got and a rush. And we're in New York City, got the background. I just enjoy it, especially if what I'm speaking sparks something in somebody else. And then as far as the discipline is concerned, the discipline came from punishment. I never liked what it felt like to be punished, so I would make sure I did what I was supposed to do so that I didn't get the repercussions of being punished. And with that, I just started creating certain habits to where it's like, okay, if you're supposed to be somewhere at a particular time, be on time. If you're supposed to have a particular appearance, have that appearance. Put your best foot forward. Speak up so people can hear you. Be confident in what you're saying about yourself. Be confident in your thoughts, you know. So speaking and discipline is what I'm naturally good at. So ask yourself, what are you naturally good at, right? And then lastly, you want to ask yourself, like, like with what I'm passionate about and what I'm naturally good at, how can I help somebody else? Or how does this add value to somebody else, you know? So for me, it's just as simple as it is. It's sharing my experiences. It's showing up and showing people that I ain't perfect. Like, I'm gonna get on camera, I'm a stutter, I have inarticulates, I have bad days, you know, I've won money, I've lost money. I've had rough times in my marriage. I've had rough times with my kids, with my family. And even with all that, I still show up. You know, I don't try to create this facade online like everything in my life is perfect, because it's not, you know. We all have good days and bad days. And I think that, especially with discipline, it helps you to navigate through them bad days. And sometimes we have more bad days than good days, because motivation not gonna keep you there. Motivation is the happy pill, you know. You're like, oh, you're motivated, you can do it, but a lot of days you're not gonna feel motivated. You gotta put that discipline in. Why you doing it? What's your reason? Who you doing it for? And are you gonna do it to the best of your ability, even when you don't feel like doing it? That's what that discipline is. That's what I want to share with you. A lot of times, you know, like, I've created hundreds of songs. I've recorded hundreds of podcasts. I've had better traction with certain episodes of the podcast. I've had better traction with certain songs. I've had some video content to go viral, but, you know, out of thousands of pieces of content, like, not all pieces go viral. But why do I show up? Because I know that somebody else is going to connect with it. And then I always look at things from, like, how would I want somebody to talk to me? Do I want somebody just to show up when they want something? Or I want somebody that really come through because they enjoy being in the space and they're sharing what they love. So I'm just sharing with you what I love. I love self-improvement. I love fly shit. I love, you know, I love being around people who love being loved. I love music. And I enjoy life. So ask yourself those 3 questions, you know. What are you passionate about? What are you naturally good at? And how can you help others, right? This is the thinking effect. If this has been informative to you, please like, share, comment.